All right, guys. So where our first scene is actually we're going to start right where we left off before. We find that scene. And what happened was Future Slash had just vanished, just totally disappeared. And I believe Sigurd, you had been blown through a building. You'd taken all of your conditions and you'd actually passed out. And of course, you'd suffered some injuries. And then Jude, you were sort of in a bad situation because you had triggered something on your doom track. And Slash, I think you were probably the only one that walked away from this without much harm. But to describe the situation, it's sort of late afternoon. The building in front of you guys, this building collapsed when Sigurd's beam was redirected and it cut the building in half. So as we start, what's happened is you can hear some shouts and some screams ahead as people are running back and forth addressing the building that's collapsed. You hear some helicopters passing overhead and then some sirens as the city is responding to what has just happened.
I believe I had left off and we were about to head back to my apartment in order to get Sigurd some help. So we are going to quickly make a beeline away from that building.
And since we did sort of a scene change, I want you guys to keep your conditions, but Sigurd, you are now conscious. You've kind of recovered from that injury before.
So I'm conscious, but I still have all 5 conditions.
That is correct.
Alrighty.
It's only a little bit further, like 2 blocks more, and then we'll be able to hide out for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to do any of that ever again.
Slash,
that was
okay
intense.
back there?
Like physically, sure. I have a lot to process.
Well, that's a start. And I imagine Jude lives in an apartment building, not like a huge one, but definitely a couple floors. So everybody's going to have to climb the stairs to get up to her floor and to her apartment.
Why did you choose to live on the 8th floor?
I was going to say 3rd, but 8th, we can go with 8th.
There you go. As you guys continue to make your way to the building, a shadow passes over in front of you, and you look back, and coming out of the sky is a male. He's flying, and he's dressed up very much in the classical superhero outfit. He's wearing red, white, and blue. He's got a huge red cape that's billowing behind him. He's got very closely manicured blonde hair. As he's flying down, he gives you guys a smile, and the sun catches, like a bit of his teeth, and there's a twinkle, and it's just like the sun, gave him a beam of light just on cue as he's flying down. He's hovering maybe, 15 feet off the ground, and looks at you. Hello, children. Are you okay?
Yep, everything's fine. Thank you.
There's nothing to fear.
Over. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I'm like bent over, like half out of breath, like, oh, I'm okay. No problems there, sir.
Do you require medical attention?
I require many things, but I'll be all right.
We're almost home. We're going to lay down, relax. It's all good. Thank you.
Very good. And what about you, young man? He points at Slash.
Oh, go fuck yourself, you tightwad. Get out of here.
Well, someone needs their mouth washed out with soap. That's no way to talk to this country's finest hero. I'm the right winger.
Where do you get your haircuts, man? Like supercuts on discount day?
My hair grows to the sound of justice.
Oh, you are
a whole lot of growing
corny.
I'm going to let go of Sigurd for a minute, and Jude's just going to, pull on Slash and just, let's go.
All right.
Before grabbing Sigurd again, before he totally face plants into the ground.
Oh, thank you. Oh, no, I think that's my spleen. I think my spleen just stopped.
The right winger kind of watches you for a moment, and then he sort of salutes and he says, well, I'm off to help more citizens of Boston. And he flies away.
Why do I feel like that was some terrible foreshadowing of events that are yet to come? Again.
Oh, who did we lose? Oh, I was just about to talk to Slash.
Rip.
The right winger did not take Slash. Slash is still there. Maybe he's just offline because he's silent.
Oh,
My guess
he'll be
is he
back in a
probably
second.
lost. Yeah, he probably lost net for a bit.
It's okay. We can move on to the next scene. That's as you guys are moving to Jude's apartment. So Jude, you said that your apartment is not huge. The only picture I could find of an apartment in Boston is a huge one. So forgive me there.
That's okay. I'm sure there are plenty that are like over a bodega or something.
But as you're approaching
Pretend there's a
your
bodega.
Yeah, as you're approaching your apartment, you see outside is kind of a regular fixture, Marcel. I'm going to throw your tokens on here, and we'll learn some more about Marcel. So Marcel was a young kid. He was about 10 when the blip happened, and he was not taken. He stayed here, but his entire family disappeared. So he kind of had to live on his own. Jude, you probably helped him. I'll let you describe that if you want to, your relationship with him. But his parents and his family came back, but he still has been sort of distanced because now he's about 15 and he's just used to not having them. And most of the time he's just been staying outside or staying away from them because he doesn't really know what to do with them. He has his dog. What is his dog's name? I'm going to ask Sigurd. What is his dog's name?
Is it a boy or a girl?
You tell me.
It's a boy. His name is Rusty.
All right, Rusty the dog.
I imagine that Jude didn't necessarily take on a motherly role, but maybe like cool aunt role. And when his family came back, I don't want to say that they necessarily stayed too close, but like she checks in on him every now and then.
And Marcel, he doesn't get into trouble. He just doesn't have much to do with them because he's just grown up,
Yeah.
his early teenage years without them. So he's just used to doing his own thing. But as you approach, he looks up and goes, oh, hey, Jude, how's it going?
Pretty good. There's been some trouble over a couple blocks away, but we managed to make it out mostly in one piece.
Yeah, I saw
even
that
know.
building come down. That's crazy. Did you see it?
I mean, I saw it came down. I didn't see what happened to it. The city is
Sigurd,
getting more and more dangerous every day.
Sigurd, have you been to Jude's apartment before?
I'm going to say this is the first time, probably for Sigurd, maybe even for Slash. Oh, there's Slash. I'll let Slash speak for himself.
I would say it's probably the first time for both of them.
So Slash, we just ran into Marcel, who's a regular. He actually lives in the same apartment building as Jude. And he just greeted her, I guess, as he approached. And you guys had just established, or Sigurd had just established, that he'd never been to Jude's apartment before. And I think you also haven't. So Marcel, this is probably the first time that he's seen you two.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I just got a phone call and everything went really wonky. I was hearing the phone call and the Discord.
That's
okay,
by
it
design.
happens.
Yeah, I am using my phone to do all this, so that makes sense. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Marcel, he looks at Sigurd and Slash and he says to you guys, Jude, do I need to call the doctor for your friends? That guy looks really hurt.
No, we'll be fine. We're gonna go up and talk to young me and she'll get him patched up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw her home. She didn't look too happy, but, none of us are with buildings falling down.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll talk to you later. Come over if you need anything, okay?
Cool. We'll do. Stupid Margaret. She said I can't bring Rusty in the building anymore, which is really stupid because Rusty's lived in that apartment longer than she has. Margaret's his mother.
I mean, Rusty can always stay over with us if you need to.
Cool. Thanks, Jude. I don't know. We're going to maybe go to the park in a minute, or I might go see what's going on with that building.
Don't get too close, okay? You don't know if anybody's still over there. Or if any more buildings are going to come down.
Yeah, and I saw something about a robot Might go check that out.
Just be careful, okay?
Yeah, you got it. You know me.
And Jude's gonna head on inside with them.
Up to the 8th floor. Since Sigurd said that you have to walk, I'm going to say the elevator in the apartment's broken.
It's chronically broken.
I mean, it wouldn't be an apartment building in a city if the elevator was working. So
there you go.
It works on like 5 days out of the month.
It only
And the
works
rest of
on
the time
Monday
they
afternoons
say
when
it's
no
like-
one's there.
Yes, exactly. So they'll make the trek all the way up on all of the stairs.
like to imagine by like flight 6, like you're literally having to 2-man carry Sigurd. He's just like, no, just leave me here. I'll die on these stairs. Tell my story.
We're almost there.
You said that 2 flights ago.
Yes, because we were halfway there 2 flights ago. Now we're almost there.
I can't feel my leg.
And then they'll get up to the 8th floor, and she'll go on over to her door, start unlocking it, open the door, and I think basically as she opens the door, Youngmi's just like looking up, hearing the movement over there.
And it looks like
Meanwhile,
you've walked.
everybody's a mess.
It looks like you walked
Is this
in. Youngmi,
actually what?
Go ahead.
Is this actually like? Does your apartment look close like to this?
Yes.
Okay, when I open the door, I just stand there in awe. Like, it's probably one of the nicest places I've been in.
Little to / no, half the stuff is from IKEA.
What's IKEA?
Yeah, dude, I just pulled an image. If you could describe your apartment, if there's anything about it that you'd like to describe or explain to us.
I would say it's probably pretty open plan. Not too sparse. A couple things on the wall. A couple of like knickknacks hanging around. A little bit lived in, but not too messy. They usually keep it clean, especially since Youngmi tends to be out a lot. Jude has been out more and more lately, so there's not as much time to get the apartment dirty.
And I believe we established that most of the people in the apartment disappeared during the blip, so it was mostly deserted.
Mm-hmm.
And what about Youngmi? She's sitting there in a chair, maybe getting ready to study something, and she looks up as you enter. What does Youngmi look like?
Youngmi is probably pretty short, maybe like 5'5". She's Asian. She has long black hair. She uses glasses just for reading, so if she was going to study, she probably has her glasses on. And then when we come in, she probably takes them off and puts them on the table next to her. She tends to dress pretty fashionably, so she's definitely cool.
Has she seen Sigurd or Flash before?
Probably not. She knows that they exist, but hasn't like met them in person.
Actually, I was going to ask that. Didn't you say last session that while the whole robot thing was going on, people were recording?
Yes,
Yes, they were.
absolutely. She has seen you in video.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it might be something where she knows me from the video, but not that I am Sigurd kind of a thing.
Yep.
I'm actually
I
going to
had
go
my
with
hood
that.
up.
On the television.
I had my hood up of my very distinct sweater.
I was going to say on the television. In fact, there's a news broadcast going, and on the broadcast has Sigurd, and there you are, Sigurd, fighting the robot and then fighting Future Slash. And the headline is something about unknown hero, first time visible, causes great destruction in the city. And off of the corner, you could kind of see it if you try to, but in the frame is Jude and one of the cops, but she's not really up in the front. And of course, you can't see Slash because the hoodie completely hid him.
It's a very perfectly hidden. There's no way you could tell that a guy in a ripped up hoodie that has patches all over it. No way.
The illusion was complete.
Perfect stealth.
But as you come in, Jude, young Misha gets up from her chair and she says, Jude, did you have something to do with this?
And Jude is going to stand there for maybe a good 10 seconds trying to think of what to say.
Oh, important question,
Jude.
Jude.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Jude, does Youngmi know about your doom?
No.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Take it away, Sigurd.
I was just going to say, I'm going to motion to what I presume to be a couch nearby. Anyone mind if unless anyone stops me, I literally go over and just flop face down onto the couch. Oh my God, this is the best. I could finally rest.
And Youngmi looks up. She looks to you, Sigurd, and she's, oh God, you're hurt. And she runs over to get a medical bag of some sort because she's a medical student of some sort, right?
Yeah, she's a nursing student.
Like any good medical trained person, she's got a whole bunch of medical supplies that she's procured from somewhere. And Sigurd, she starts checking out your injuries. So what is Sigurd? Tell us what your injuries are. You just flew through a building.
Well, that is something I was actually going to ask you a few questions about. So we've talked about where Sigurd's from. Would that mean a particular bone structure? Would that mean a particular healing power? What does that entail exactly?
You, as far as from the outside, look just like a very pale human.
Hmm.
Other than that, and you have the conditions that you have, but I'll let you describe any injuries that you would have taken or not have taken and leave that completely up to you.
Okay. I'm going to say that the bottom 4 ribs are cracked, possibly fully broken. There is a puncture wound in the liver, but just spitballing an idea here. As Youngmi is working, it seems that the puncture wound and the ribs are sort of knitting themselves back together a little bit. Not like Deadpool like levels of regeneration, but it is still noticeable that it is trying to fix itself.
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
I might have an answer.
How screwed up are your clothes? Because you essentially got hit by the same beam that took out part of that building, or a similar force. You think your clothes might be in pretty bad shape too, right?
I'm going to actually go by Superman rules, where the only time his clothes get messed up is when Darkseid is around. So his clothes are actually immaculate. Maybe there's something going on there.
Perfect.
Maybe a little dust on it from, when the building started to come down, but otherwise, clothing's fine.
I'm just sitting here chuckling. And
yeah,
Jude,
as Youngmi is starting to patch him up, Jude's just gonna come over and help as best she can. Just be like, Youngmi, I can explain some of this. I'm not sure where to start.
Yeah, why don't you start on that? And why do you look so terrible? What happened to you? What happened to everyone here?
Oh, I missed lunch.
I was on my way back. I had gone to the arcade and I was on my way back, and then there was like this robot there, and then this guy appeared and he started attacking us, and she's not going to mention that he said anything about her or that he was related to Slash in any way. She's going to skip that part. I don't know. There was like shooting and the building came down and dust, and I don't know.
Does Youngmi know about your powers?
I think Youngmi knows that she doesn't have the best health, but not necessarily what's causing that, or that she has any sort of fantastic powers.
Okay.
She knows that she's been going out, and she knows that she has been working with these people and getting together people who have like dealt with this old professor of hers. She sort of thinks that she is making maybe like an abuse support group or something like that. But like she doesn't know the truth of anything. Jude tries to keep it relatively under wraps so as to like protect her and not upset her too much.
That makes sense. And as she's working on Sigurd, she says to you, Jude, the blip is over. We need to get our lives back to normal. I'm trying to go to school. You said you were going to help me. At some point, you're going to finish school, right? You don't need to go out taking care of all of these people. Like this guy, why, how did you find your way with him? He's dangerous. And she's not looking you in the eye while she's saying this, Sigurd. He just blew up a building. He could have hurt you. Is he going to hurt us? I don't even know. Why can't we just go back to normal? And
well,
she's trying to raise your mundane and lower your savior.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Okay. Sorry, Slash, you were saying?
Do this first, I think. I can cut in after.
Okay. So you just bought it, Jude. Like maybe you're considering what she's saying.
I want things to go back to normal. They really don't seem like they are. It seems like it's just been getting worse since everybody came back.
Well, Marcel said something similar. We've just all we can go back to normal. We can go back to our lives. We don't need to do this. Like, she's helping you. And she stops and looks at you. I don't know who you are. Does this hurt? You should go to a hospital. You look really hurt. I can just wrap this up, but you need to go to see. I'm just in training.
I think I'll be all right. Just bed rest is probably in my future. A lot of it. Also, I'm Sigurd. Hi.
And
Hi.
Jude just has like a pained, awkward smile on in response to Sigurd doing that.
Yeah, Sigurd doesn't know he's not supposed to drop his name.
And she looks at you, Slash. Do you want something to drink? We don't have much, but you all look pretty bad.
You got a beer?
No, Slash.
Damn it.
She didn't even realize that she said that.
And young me looks to you. His name is Slash? Who is this guy?
You remember that kid that I've been watching?
Well,
Hey, I'm not a kid. I'm more of like a young adult. Come on.
Not yet, dude.
listen, I know things have been weird, but we can't give alcohol to a minor anyway. And okay, is he one of your projects?
We can't even have alcohol in the house. Neither of us are of age.
Oh yeah. I have to remember that I'm Canadian and the drinking age is lower here.
Oh, okay.
Not that Slash could drink, but I thought you guys would be fine.
No. Jude's 19. She can't drink yet.
I think Sigurd's the oldest at 20.
So no one can?
Yeah.
I still tried.
Yes. Of course you tried.
Slash essentially kind of ignores and goes to the fridge and starts checking it himself. Not that he's looking for beer, but just like out of something to do almost. Yeah.
And she looks back at you, Sigurd, and she says, "Are you okay? Like I said, do you need me to call a doctor or call an ambulance? You could have some internal bleeding here. On the TV, it showed you going through a building. That would kill most people.
Yeah. Not an experience I want to recreate, but I have a lot of questions and I don't know who to ask them to.
Well, I can help. I mean, you seem fine. I mean, otherwise from your injuries, is there anything you need? What's going on here?
I sort of look at the TV. Where in the playback are we at this point, or has it gone on loop?
I'd say now they've taken you off of the video footage, and now they've got a panel of experts, and they're talking about where does this person come from, and aliens are invading the city, or are you a mutant? You know, they're doing the analyzation of you versus other superheroes that they know at this point.
Where were the Avengers at this time?
There you go.
I sort of motion with a weary hand at the television screen. I mean, they're sort of right. I could be any of those things. I could be a mutant. I could be an alien. I don't know. All I know is I could just start doing things one day.
Well, there's a big green guy who still has found a way to live his life. You don't have to blow up the city or shoot down buildings, I don't think. You can just have a normal life if you want one.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like that too, but all of that was self-defense. Okay, maybe the robot wasn't self-defense, but the part after the robot, that was self-defense.
And she is exerting her influence over you, Sigurd. She is trying to raise your mundane and lower your freak.
Nope, I'm going to resist that.
Okay.
So if I remember correctly, I roll, 2d6?
Yeah, it's just a straight roll.
Okay. I lost roll 20. Where's roll 20? There's roll 20. An 8.
Oh, there you go. So on a 7 to 8 choose or 7 to 9 choose one. You can clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. You can shift one label up and one label down, or you can cancel their influence and take +1 against them.
I'm going to take away insecure.
Okay.
And
how are you going to act to prove her wrong?
Probably in defiance of all medical science that she's known and looking at my condition. I'm going to sit up like I'm perfectly fine and act just a wee bit less like, oh God, everything hurts. And say, no, I think you're forgetting that the green guy in question wasn't always that way. It took him quite a while to get there.
And she looks a little shocked. And maybe she pulls you aside, Jude, and she whispers to you, this guy's kind of scary. He shouldn't even be walking around if he really went through that building. Who is this guy?
Well,
Hey, is this flavored water? Can I have this? Is it free?
/ put the flavored water down.
Oh, okay.
and while they're saying that, she's just going to say, these are the two guys that I've been hanging out with. I know you didn't want them around here, but I didn't have much choice after the building came down and we were in a bad shape.
If you had brought like a red fire-breathing dragon into the apartment, this is kind of the expression she would have, the expression she has now. Kind of like shock and what?
I promise you that's the most entertaining thing that's happened today. Or the most exciting thing.
Jude, are we in any kind of danger here? He just blew up a building.
We're not in danger from him.
And this kid? Who is this kid over here? It looks like, I don't know where he came from. I mean, he looks like, has he ever had another pair of jeans?
I don't I don't know, but he's a good kid. I can tell you that.
While they talk, can I move to the window and just take a look out there?
Sure.
I just remembered that weird right wing asshole could fly,
Yes, he can.
and he
you
might
see
have
that.
he might have been letting on. He might know more about us than we think. So I want to go and make sure he wasn't like following us or something.
This whole time, he's just been floating outside the window, creepily.
Just staring in.
Why don't, Slash, while you're looking out the window, why don't you give me an assess the situation, which is a plus superior roll?
Okay, superior.
So on a 7 to 9, you can ask 1. Take a +1 while acting on the answers. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? And how could I best end this quickly? The last one doesn't necessarily apply. But I'll say what you look out and you see the remains of the building on the ground. You see lots of helicopters flying over. You see lots of cops, in the different streets. You do see Right Winger. He's flying through the debris. He's moving people around. That's what you see.
I guess I'll ask. And what here is the biggest threat? And I know maybe the answer is there is no threat. I'm just being paranoid, maybe.
Yeah, there is no threat, but if you had to pick out who would you be most concerned about based on what you're seeing, it is definitely Right Winger. He's picking up vehicles. He's moving large chunks of debris. He's doing all of that. He looks, based on his powers, what you can tell right away he can do is he can fly. He can move very quickly. He can pick up lots of weight. He's doing that.
I pull the blinds down just a little bit to give us a little cover. And then I go back to the kitchen and start looking through the cabinets.
And young Me's just watching you go across. She's not stopping you yet. She's just watching you like, what is he doing in our apartment? That's what she's thinking.
I promise he is okay. Sigurd's okay. I know I haven't brought them back before, but I promise they are safe.
Okay. Well, what should we... And she starts, but there's a knock on the door.
If that's a certain agent, I'm not here.
Jude's gonna go up and look through the peephole.
And through the peephole, you see Marcel. He's standing there, and next to him is a lady. She looks like she might be in her early 30s, but he's standing there with her. The most predominant thing about this lady is she has a bandage around her head.
Do I recognize her at all?
No, you've never seen her before.
Jude is going to slowly open the door and say, hey, Marcel, what's up?
Hey, Jude, I was going to check out the building and I found this lady. She's walking around. She looks like she's really hurt. She's really confused. I didn't really want to take her over there because there are lots of police. I thought maybe you guys could help.
And she sort of looks back in the apartment at young me to see if she says anything.
And young me says, yeah, is she hurt? What's going on?
Yeah, come on in.
And as the two walk in.
Welcome to the first aid station. And I'll just let young me get to you. And Jude is going to go over into the kitchen and see what Slash is getting into.
And the lady, as she walks in, she's average height, maybe 5'8". She looks, like I said, she looks older, older for you guys, early 30s. She's wearing a leather jacket. She's got a white t-shirt on that's got a red dragon on it. And the most noticeable thing is she has a bandage around her head, and there is a bloody spot near the back of her head. And she seems to be very confused. She's looking around and she's like, how did I even get here? And young me takes her aside and actually sits her down next to you, Sigurd. And she goes, well, here we go, I guess. Welcome to the first aid station.
Maybe she like teleported here from like the future or something. Oh, wait.
And Marcel looks at you, Slash. Do you think she's from the future?
I think
Dude,
it
time
was just a
travel is not
poorly timed
possible.
joke. And they are literally both speaking at the same time, Jude and Slash.
Marcel and Slash are probably about the same age.
Marcel, do you want anything? And Jude starts like preparing an ice pack for the lady with whatever she can find in the freezer. That'll work.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna go downstairs. Rusty's out there. I just wanted to see if you could help her. I don't know her. She seems to be pretty confused.
Well, thanks for bringing her by. I'll let you know if we need any more help. And let me know if anybody else out there needs help.
We'll do. I'm gonna split. I'm feeling a lot of dysfunction in this room.
Okay. Thanks.
He gives a glance over at Slash and then he kind of runs out.
I pull a box of Triscuits out of the cabinet and start eating some.
Slash, are you doing the whole thing where you're like drinking out of the milk carton directly?
No, I'm off the fridge. I wasn't allowed to have the water. I get it. I'm not good enough for that. So I'm just gonna have some crackers.
I mean, you can have some water, Slash. And Jude will very quickly prepare a glass of water with the ice, the extra ice that she hasn't put in the ice pack, and just like right in front of him.
Yeah, Jude, could you get this lady some water? And as she's looking at her, the lady turns to you, Sigurd, and she says, "Hey, are you from Camartage? I need to talk to the Sorcerer Supreme. Who are you? Where am I?"
Oh, we stepped in it.
Sigurd blinks a few times and says, "Well, for starters, you're on Earth, last I checked. Don't really know any Sorcerer Supremes, but I guess you could talk to me. I mean, it's been one of those days."
Of course we're on Earth. There hasn't been any distortions to move us off to another planet. I was going back to the sanctum, and then somebody hit me. And young me calls over. She's like, "Jude, come here."
Jude's gonna walk over to her.
And while this lady's talking to you, Sigurd, young me has removed her bandage, and she's pointing to the back of this lady's head to you, Jude, and she's saying it to you. She's not saying it loud enough for everyone. She leans in and she says, "There's an incision on the back of this lady's head, like around her brain." And she's pointing to a part that is shaved on the back of her head, and there are stitches, like a maybe 2-inch incision that was down the back of her head in the middle, kind of towards the lower part or the upper part of her neck, and there are some stitches. It looks pretty fresh because the skin is still red.
Do you know what would cause this? Like, not what would, why this, why?
What's there. Her brain is there.
I know her brain is there.
Do you mean why would somebody do this? I don't know. Maybe she was injured or something.
So this isn't because
it's stitched up, and the stitches look really nice. There's a little bit of blood, but
do we send her back out there? Do we? I don't know what to do.
Can I, with crackers in my mouth, I move closer to this mystery person and just say, "Hey, so do you even remember your name?"
Yes, my name is Agatha. I'm a master of the mystic arts. It's coming back. I must have hit my head.
Do you have a phone number or a mailing address?
A phone number? No, I'm not. Well, I am a resident of Boston, if that's what you mean. I don't carry a cell phone. The work that I do typically will disrupt any of those cell phone networks.
That's pretty cool. I gotta admit, I like that.
And she says, "Wait a minute."
And I like your jacket.
Why? Thanks. I like your hoodie, I guess.
Thank you. No one ever gives me compliments. It's nice for a change. I like that.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the sanctum and try to sort this out. Where? And she looks down. Oh, where's my sling ring?
Let me guess. It's a ring that teleports you places.
Yeah. It's a magical artifact that we use to get around, and it's missing. This is a big deal. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna send up the alarm. I'm gonna try to get some more people involved here. Okay. Wait. What is the spell? I can't remember it. This is one of the first things I learned. Why? I can't remember it.
Well, maybe we retrace your steps and help you find your ring.
I need to. I guess I need to go to the sanctum and figure this out. I can't remember my spell. Okay. I can't remember any of it. And she looks very upset.
Do you know where your sanctum place is?
Well, of course.
Where is it?
And at this point, the TV loops back again, and you see Sigurd. He's standing there, and Future Slash is deflecting the beam and cutting the building in half. And she sort of looks over to you, Sigurd, and she says, "What are you?"
I turn off the TV.
I am very confused, is what I am.
And she sort of concentrates for a minute, and you see her eyes get sort of a glazed over look, and she looks at each of you, and she says, and she looks at you, Sigurd, and she says, "You are strange." And then she looks at you, Jude, and she says, do you know what's going on with your aura?"
Oh, not one of these people.
No.
And then she blinks. Okay. I just looked at you with my third eye. You people clearly, well, maybe you can help me. If you can get me to my sanctum, and yes, to answer your question, I know where my sanctum is. Do you know where the Paul Revere house is?
The what?
The house of Paul Revere. It's in the center of town. It's a tourist spot, but the sanctum is there.
I don't really go far from where Tony hangs out, so like you probably have to help me out there, lady.
We can get you there.
I'm afraid I don't know Tony, but it's
You probably do. He can't forget his face.
Indeed.
Everyone knows Tony. Come on.
Slash later, please.
And she turns to you, Sigurd, and she says, I need to keep an eye on, so you're definitely coming with me until we figure out what is going on here.
Do you have a car or some form of transportation? Because as much as I enjoy sitting up, I don't think I'm walking anywhere.
I had a sling ring, which would get us there instantly, but it's gone.
Wait, is she essentially forcing us to go with her now?
I mean, she's heavily implying we should go with her.
I think she's convincing.
Slash is probably a little uneasy about that. Starts moving closer to the window, and
Jude's gonna look over at young me like, should I?
And young me looks back to you and she says, "I don't know what to do here. I was not prepared for this. I thought we were going to study for my test, and now I've got 2 injured people and a crazy lady saying that she can open portals.
I mean, if we get her to where she wants to go, then we can come back and not worry about it anymore. Like, if that's where she wants to be, then she'll be happy there, and we don't have to worry about her wandering the streets.
And Agatha, which is her name, she turns to you, Sigurd, and she says, obviously, you have a great power. We can work this out together. If you can help me, I can help you figure out whatever is going on here. And she is trying to lower your mundane and raise your savior.
I'm going to let it happen.
Okay.
So yeah, I say, all right, well, unless I can suddenly fly, I think we are going to have to call a lift. And I say that half jokingly, but there is a measure of doubt there. Like Sigurd is trying to make a joke, but at the same time, he's very unsure.
Sounds like a plan. And Jude is taking it completely seriously. Like, okay, yeah. Let's get out Cap.
Young Me looks to you, Jude, and she's whispering this again. She's not saying this very loud. She's like, you know what is back there in this lady's head? That's a part of your brain. Could she have had surgery, brain surgery? Is she crazy?
I don't really know.
And she says, before you go anywhere, let me grab one of my medical books and we can look about that what's all there. I just haven't gotten to the brain yet. I don't have all of that memorized. Let me at least check and see what could be going on with this lady before you run around the city with her.
I could distract them for a little bit and see if we can hang out, I guess. If that'll make you feel better.
It would make me feel better to know what is going on with this lady. She's a little scary.
Okay. And she'll say this to all of them. Before we get on the road, we are all a little bit worse for wear, I guess I'd say. So, let's just take a break for a second, recover a little bit, and then get on our way, rather than rushing out while everybody's in the street. And I'm sure surge pricing is in effect. So, water, anybody? Ice water? Slash, do you need a refill?
Oh, Slash finished that drink the moment you gave it to him.
Great. She's going to get the pitcher of water out of the fridge, refill it, bring Sigurd and Agatha a cup. And meanwhile, Young Me is probably going to sit down with her book for a second. She'll get Young Me a glass too. And keep the TV off because she can't deal with the news right now.
So Jude, because we are in your sanctuary, I will say if you use your sanctuary to solve this problem, which would basically be Young Me figuring out what is wrong with this lady, I'll tell you exactly, everything that is going on with her. The cost, just one cost, will be we have to mark 1 on your doom track, and it will become obvious later why. That will be you guys taking a breath here and her figuring it out.
Sure.
Okay. So Sigurd and Slash, what are you guys doing as time is passing here and Young Me is examining her?
I'm staring into my cup of water. I mean, assuming Agatha isn't trying to talk to me. I'm staring into my cup of water and just mostly out of amusement, but also because, I still have that hopeless condition. I'm thinking to myself, what about what happened to all those people that were in that building? What if I do it again inadvertently? And I'll let you decide whether or not this happens, but maybe inadvertently, the water in his cup begins to heat up and begin bubbling like if it were boiling.
And Agatha turns to you and she says, focus your mind on where you are, not what is wrong. Concentrate on the calmness of the room that you're in. Don't dwell on emotions of anything that might have happened.
I blink a few times, almost as if coming to myself, and the bubbling dies down. I say, sorry, I been really introspective these past few days. It's started with me vaporizing someone, and now it's a building. I mean, what's next? Am I going to carve a 3-mile trench in Florida?
And when he says that, Jude's gonna like look over and see if Youngmi notices him saying that.
Her eyes are big, and she's just kind of, her mouth is sort of open, like she was starting to say something, and when you said that, Sigurd, she stopped, and then she sort of looks back at you, Jude, and she blinks.
I feel so bad for Jude. Like, Sigurd has no idea what hot water he's getting her into.
Jude's just like, she cannot process any of this right now. She's like trying her best. She is a mess.
And Youngmi, she goes over to the corner with you and she says, okay, I looked up in my books. The part of her brain that this incision is right over is her cerebellum, and that's the part of your brain that does like skill memory, riding a bike or playing a musical instrument. Maybe that's what's wrong with this lady.
That would explain why she can't remember some of the things that she wants to do, I guess.
So someone could have operated her, or she could just be crazy.
Do you think it's safe to move her somewhere else, or should we bring her to the hospital? She seems stable.
I think everyone should go to the hospital. And then she sort of looks at you and she says, and you look terrible. What is going on?
I just don't feel well today.
You look like you're about to collapse.
I'll be fine. I promise. I'll go out. I'll bring her to where she wants to be. I will come home. And then I'll do nothing for the rest of the day. And she's just gonna like look off a little bit, just like, please make this end.
And Slash, you turned on the television, right?
I turned it off.
Oh, you turned it off. Okay.
Yeah, it's been off.
Well, Agatha looks up and she says, okay, I'm going to my sanctum. You're coming with me. She points you, Sigurd, because you need someone to help you, someone to watch you. I could use some help until I figure out what is going on. I feel like I should probably be watching all of you.
And,
so, like,
go ahead.
Slash picks up a pencil from Young Me's, like, I assume she's studying. She probably has a pad of paper or something. Picks up a pencil and says, like, so Agatha, you're some sort of wizard or something? Is this something? Abracadabra! And points it at the wall. Hocus pocus. Huh?
Yes, that is something. You have just conjured an idiot.
Drops the pencil.
Ow, it hurts to laugh. Ow.
Slash puts the pencil down.
Yeah, and Jude was about to like grab it from his hand.
She rubs
goes back to drinking his water.
The strength of Agamotto protect me.
Oh, look, my lift's here. Oh, it's costing me 3 times the normal rate. Oh, well. Oh, hey, it's the same driver as before. What was her name again?
It's Carla. I forgot her. It's Carla.
Carla. Hey, it's Carla. I don't know how we managed that.
Carla!
You guys are both Lyft and Uber.
Hey, people got to make a living.
Anyway, Jude turns to Young Me. I will be back in like half an hour, 45 minutes. You can come with me if you want, but I think you should study. I will be back as soon as I can. If I have to walk back, I will walk back. No more trouble.
Yeah, I need to study. I have a test tomorrow. You said you were going to help me, but if you think you need to do this, then you go ahead. But I thought we'd have a good night together. But if this is something you feel like you need to do, I've got to study.
I just don't want to leave her wandering the streets to nowhere. And even if this is like a random place to bring her, this is at least where she wants to go. So I'll be happier leaving her there.
You can't save everyone. Your first responsibility has got to be to yourself. And hopefully I'm in that list somewhere.
You were definitely up there. And Jude will give her like the smallest of smiles. I will be back as soon as I can.
And Sigurd, your app says that Carla will only be waiting 2 more minutes before she leaves.
All right, come on. We got to go. Oh, okay. We're going to have to get down the stairs. Hopefully going down's much easier.
Nice meeting you, young me.
And she looks around. Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil?
It's on the coffee table. And then Jude is just going to like leave and lock the door behind her.
And we're going to move. I still have the car scene, so we're going to move into the Carla.
Can I, as we go down the stairs, I just want to kind of whisper to Jude as the other two go down the stairs, like, so she said, like, there's something with you, and there's something with Sigurd, but, like, she didn't even say anything about me. I'm the one who knows how to fucking go through time.
Honestly, Slash, I don't know if I can handle thinking about that right now. Let's get her where she wants to go, and then we can discuss that.
Yeah, you know what?
Two steps ahead of where I am right now.
I kind of don't want to think about it either. Remember, I'm the one that turns into the homicidal maniac.
So I'm actually going to put Agatha in the car between Slash and Sigurd. As you guys are driving, Carla looks at you, Slash, and she's like, oh, hey, it's good to see you again.
Hey, Carla. How's today been?
Oh, you know, bunch of assholes. Just a normal Boston day.
You know what? That's been our day, too.
I'm surprised you're still out driving in this chaos.
Well, you know, this is the peak hour. This is where I make my money.
I guess so.
You know, people pay triple the rate right now, so you know, I'll take you wherever you want to go. We could sit on the highway if you want.
No, please. I only have so much money.
After strange superhero attack or something, yeah, everyone knows that's peak period.
Oh yeah, well that's why the traffic's so bad. Something happened. Some Captain whatever, Captain Puerto Rico. Did he do something?
No. I heard it was right winger. Right winger did something.
Redneck or something.
You know, you could just look at him and tell he's an asshole.
Oh
You're
God, it still
me.
hurts.
So, where am I taking you? Taking you to the parlor? What am I taking you?
Paul Revere house, please.
The Paul Revere house. And she looks back in the rearview mirror. You mean to tell me you're going to the Paul Revere house?
Yup.
Okay.
Let's just say it's a scavenger hunt. Taking us to all the places we don't want to be at this hour of the day.
Okay, it's your money. We'll go. Okay. And she turns into traffic and gets about 4 feet before she has to stop because it's just gridlock.
What kind of music does Carla put on?
Slash, what kind of music would Carla be listening to?
I think 80s pop.
80s pop? Okay.
Okay, distinction here. Are we talking like pop or ska? Because there's a difference.
See, when he said 80s pop, I didn't even think of ska.
Yeah, let's go with like early 90s ska, actually.
Okay. And just as before, as she's driving, her windows are all down and she is yelling, cussing at everyone that's just not going, that's not turning, or everyone that's doing anything. She's just yelling out the door, cussing at them.
And as a 16-year-old trying to impress any nearby adult, I follow suit.
Good to see that hasn't changed.
And somehow I'm still not impressed by that.
And Agatha's sitting there and she just says to herself, I've died. I've died and my soul has gone to hell. And this is hell. This is payment for something that I've done.
No. Trust me, Agatha. If you were in hell, this would look a lot more like Fresno. This is not Fresno. I can confirm for you that this is not there.
And she looks to you, Slash, and she says, I know a spell that will take care of this odor. And she starts to wave her hand and she says, I did know a spell. It just is not. And she stops.
I know a spell too. Here it is. Taste the rainbow. And I pull out some Skittles from my pocket.
How many of those do you have?
They just get stuck in there, dude.
And Carla,
And I go back. I go back to the window.
And Carla, she sees you talking about candy, and she goes, "Oh, hey, hey, it's Halloween. I got some candy. It's in the back seat. Maybe the floorboard. I don't know. Look around. You'll find it." And she's got a bag of like just assorted candy.
Grab a box of Nerds, get it open, and give myself some. I actually had a box of Nerds ready for this occasion, and just put it in my mouth and savor the sensation.
That's perfect.
Yeah, Slash definitely pockets like a little mini candy bar or two that he will forget about until it's all melted and gross in his pocket.
And she says, yeah, take what you want, but remember, give me a good rating.
Don't worry, Carla, you're getting a 5 as long as we get there in one piece.
And then she leans out the window. She's like, yeah, you shit. I can't move. It's a red light. What do you want? And you're slowly making your way there. It's been mostly, inching forward. And it's just because there's just a constant tirade of cars that just aren't moving.
I know this exact feeling. I get stuck on the bus every day. And I feel it viscerally in my soul. How long until we get there?
And she says, you know what? This is stupid. We're going to do it. You know what? There's no cops around. They're all at this stupid building thing. All right. We're going to do this. And she says, hey, you know what, Slash, honey? You hold on. And she drives up on the sidewalk. There's no one there. And she drives you another block.
Yeah.
And she kind of pops down the sidewalk onto the street that the house is on. She says, yeah. That was fun.
That was badass.
All part of the service.
Oh, you bet.
Just like slip her a 5 in cash. Just an additional tip.
And Sigurd, when she did that, I'd say you bumped your head on the ceiling or something. Maybe you weren't ready for it.
Ow. See stars for a moment, but hopefully it's nothing compared to going through a building.
And she pulls you guys up to the Power of her house, and the street is abandoned. There's really no one on it.
Oh, as promised, Carla, here is your hard-earned money and your rating of a 5. 5 out of 5 stars.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I got another, I got another call down in Newton. Oh, they're going to be paying me so much money. All right. Yeah, take it easy, and Slash, I'll see you around. I'll be at the parlor later if you, you want to hang out.
Oh, definitely. I'll see you there.
And the moment she's driven off and it's just us on the street, I just lean into Slash and says, I think she's hitting on you, dude. Like, I realize I am not the most wise, but I think she's hitting on you.
And Slash whispers to Sigurd, dude, she terrifies me.
Maybe you're into that. Who knows?
So, why are we at this old building again?
Yeah, Agatha, what? We're here. What's going on here?
So it's actually night. I could not find a single picture of the Power of your house, not in full daylight. So here we are, but it's night. As you guys walk out, you're at the Power of your house, which is actually very unremarkable. It's very small, but it's just famous because it's obviously where Power of your lived. And as you guys get out, the street's abandoned, and she looks around, and she says, "This This feels a little odd, but the Aegis of the Sanctum is here. It's unusual. We should have triggered some defenses at this point, especially with you getting close, but nothing happened.
Can I try to pierce the mask?
Sure.
I want to know. I want to see if I can pick up on just how confused she is here.
Okay. It's a plus mundane. Yeah, so with an 8, you can ask one question. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How can I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you?
I guess I'll ask, what are you really planning? I just want to know if she seems like she's... This won't tell me if she's being controlled or anything, but like if she seems sincere in her... what she's trying to do.
Yeah, she really seems sincere. Now, whether she's delusional or crazy or anything like that, you can't tell, but she at least has convinced herself that she is what she says she is.
Okay.
You don't detect any kind of deception. / you can probably read through people's bullshit for the most part, and you don't get a hint of any of that from her.
Perfect.
And she kind of looks around for a minute, and she says, This is so strange. This is gonna... Okay. Agatha, we'll take it at a time. And she walks over to the brick wall by the house, and she says, okay, are you coming? Come on, kids.
Excuse me, young adult?
Yes, young adult. Yes, young adult. And she looks at you. Okay, you, Sigurd, come on. You stick with me.
If we're about to do some Harry Potter, you know what? It's one of those days. Let's just see what happens.
Dude, I think we're just going to do a B&E.
Right behind.
No, we're not going to break into the part of her house. Besides, there's nothing there anyway. Just ignore what you see and just walk forward. And she steps forward into the brick wall and actually walks through the brick wall and disappears.
Like I said, some Harry Potter nonsense. And I push Slash before he has a chance to react. I just push him through the wall.
I don't think I have a chance to fight against it. So I just go.
The question is, do you fall as you go through?
I don't think I shoved him that hard. Wow, that is a good question. How hard do I shove him? I mean, my intention
have a
is
head
not
injury.
to... Yeah,
Did we clear our conditions with our break?
No, you guys still have your conditions.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where maybe I pushed him just a little too hard. Like it's meant to be a joke, but there's too much force behind it.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Slash.
Well, what happens is you see Slash fall forward, and he, like where he would contact the wall, he just keeps going, and he just disappears.
Well, either I've learned to vaporize people on touch, or that is confirmed to be a magical wall. After you.
Oh, sorry. My inline mute was reversed.
Nice.
Thank you. Jude walks through the wall.
And Jude, as
And I
you
will
contact
follow
the wall,
suit.
okay, the two of you, as you walk through, it doesn't give you any kind of resistance whatsoever. It's like it's just a projection, and you walk through. And
I'm surprised more people don't touch it.
And you enter a very interesting library-looking place. I'm going to throw your tokens on. Jude and Sigurd, you guys kind of gracefully walk through, and as you do, you notice Slash is kind of picking himself off the ground. Yeah, Slash, because you were very heavily shoved, maybe unexpectedly, and as you stepped on the floor is actually pretty slick. You did fall over.
Ow!
But this place
Sorry,
is
Slash.
covered.
Slash
This place
is, as he's getting up, he turns like he's about to like yell at Sigurd, but then he notices like how cool this place looks.
It
And
is
just
covered.
shuts up.
It is covered floor to ceiling in books and just things. There are also several display cases around that have all sorts of various items. Some, look from different time periods. Like there's a sword in one case. There's a mask in another. There's a strange skull in one of them. There's just so many things to look at. And as you look up on the ceiling, it looks like a mural, but as you notice, the mural is actually moving. It's different scenes like throughout history. There's some guys on horses. There's some guys climbing a mountain. As you watch, it's almost like they're animations that are just slowly happening in the ceiling above you. And Agatha, she's walking around and she's like, oh, okay. Here's a sling ring. Okay, at least I've got that. And she turns it back to you and she says, okay, no one touch anything.
Agatha, and pointing up to the ceiling, is that some like time travel bullshit?
It's more like Harry Potter shit.
Yes. Sure. A mural crafted by one of the masters of the mystical arts is just some Harry Potter shit. Yeah, thanks.
Like, if I was to, like, touch that as it goes through, like, the scene of the Depression there, I wouldn't, like, go back in time or something, would I?
No, but that, and she points to Skull, if you touch that, it will take your soul.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. Okay.
Whew.
Like, and that over there, that dagger will create a endless amount of greed in your heart for gold until you finally plunge the dagger into your heart to kill yourself in your last final action. So yeah, don't touch anything.
Good to know.
I just have one question. Why would you have such items on full display? Like that dagger's not even in a case. It's just out for anyone.
Well, this is not part of the tour.
I don't think they expect idiots like me to be in this place.
Yeah, this is
I
not
put
part
my
of
hands
the
in
tour.
my hoodie pocket.
It's like, yeah, you keep doing that. Okay, where is it? Where? Oh gosh, where were they? Okay, here we go. Here are the goggles. Okay. Okay. Here's a spot, and she walks over to the part of the room. Okay, I'm going to put these on, and it's going to play back my last few minutes of memory. It doesn't require any magical skill on my part, so this should be pretty easy. I want you all three to remember what I see, because I probably won't be able to see it. I think that's how these work. Anyway, you should see the last 5 minutes of my memory that I can't remember, and then we'll see what happens. And she looks back at you, Slash, and she says, you keep your hands in your pockets. I really mean it.
All right. I get it.
And she puts the glasses on, and before you're kind of seeing projected on in like almost like a holographic image in front of her, what she would have seen, at some point. And it looks like she's in some sort of basement, and she's actually on some sort of examination table, and she's strapped down, and she hears someone talking, and she turns over. Her vision is foggy, almost like she was drugged or something. And she looks over, and someone walks up to her, and you hear him saying, well, this will be a painful procedure. However, it will be absolutely necessary. Jude, if you could describe to us what Dr. Daedalus looks like, please.
I had to prevent myself from saying some bad words there. It took me a second. I would say he is probably tall, gray-haired, clean-shaven, with bright green eyes and sort of a snarky smile. Regular doctor clothes.
That is who she sees. And then the image fades, and she takes the glasses off, and she says, okay, any enlightening things there? I don't remember this at all, but this is what the glasses pulled out of my head.
And I don't know if the others noticed, Jude has taken about 3 steps back and is pretty white.
I guess go ahead.
I doubt I did.
I was going to say Sigurd might just be blinking a few times and be like, I saw some sort of doctor thing. Jude, why are you back there, Jude? And I turn, what's going on? You look pale, like paler than usual.
Good news and bad news?
Let's start with the bad news.
They're kind of the same news.
Oh. Well, go on.
I know where we have to go to find out what happened.
Great.
And Agatha says, okay, did you recognize something in the image? I need to know some details here.
Yeah, I definitely know who made you lose your memory.
Okay.
And Jude just like stops talking there. She is processing.
Listen, young lady, my job as master of the mystical arts is to protect the barrier between our dimensions and protect the general population from dark entities. Okay, I've been assaulted by someone apparently that you know, and they've taken away all of my magic somehow. I need some more information here.
Hey, hold on, lady. My friend's clearly going through something here. You should probably give her a minute. We didn't even have to bring you here.
I mean, I was ready to write it off as a crazy person, but we walked through a wall, and apparently there's a dagger over there that will drive you to stab yourself. So, I mean, I'm all for giving Jude here a minute, but I think it is important we know why she knows whoever this is. Like, we need to know what we'd be walking into.
And she looks over. Yeah, that dagger would do what I said, but you don't even want to know what that. Oh no! And she runs over to one of the display cases, and something's missing. And she puts her head on her, her hands in her head in her hands. Oh no! This is terrible. They must have gotten in the sanctum. That's why none of the alarms were triggered. They somehow disabled them.
So, what got stolen there?
Yeah, this is bad. They stole Sister Grimm's dagger.
A different dagger. One that is obviously better to keep in a case. Not like that dagger.
Of course, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's Halloween. It's the time when the barrier is the weakest. This has got to be their plan.
Hold on. And Sigurd adjusts his glasses, which again, just like the rest of them, have been completely fine this entire time. All right, I'll admit I'm a little bit of an occult fan, so I maybe, read into sort of things. You're not going to tell me that this is like some fae crap, right? Because I remember reading something about how Halloween and Christmas, they're all like big fae events.
It's not too far from the truth. Okay, a little bit of Mystical Arts 101 here for you. This is going to be pretty quick. But basically, there are ley lines that run through the whole planet. Think of them sort of as like magical fault lines. There's one that runs right through Salem, Oregon. Or not Salem, Oregon, but Salem, Massachusetts, right here. Some bad things happened in Salem, Massachusetts, if you can remember. And the barrier, at least to the negative zone, is pretty weak in general in Salem, but this time of year, it's especially weak. Well, Sister Grimm's dagger can rupture that barrier like a knife through hot butter.
So, should we be going there or to wherever the person that Jude has seen? Like, the way you've just described it makes me think we need to go there immediately, but your magic is also a concern. I mean, you're kind of the adult here. You apparently have more knowledge and wisdom than we do.
Well, listen, the negative zone is the source. So if you're a dark wizard and you cast an evil spell or some evil Harry Potter shit, as you would say, you're pulling directly from the negative zone. That's where dark magic comes from. This dagger at this time will allow someone to open a portal to the negative zone. Basically a huge wound in the fabric of reality, letting dark magic pour in. So yeah, I'd say we probably should get over there pretty quickly.
I look at my phone. Yeah, I don't have the money for that lift ride. Wait, you have a sling ring thing.
I do.
Okay.
It's not, and she puts it on and she does a gesture. She's like, this is not working for me. Okay. I don't have time for this. And she points at Jude and she says, your aura, you can do this. You can open this portal. I know you can. Here, take the ring. And she holds out the sling ring to you.
Jude is sort of like only half paying attention. She's sort of like just speaking under her breath, like, he's interested in augmenting powers. Why would he take powers? Don't understand.
Can I try to support Jude?
Oh yeah, you can. What would you do here?
But like, well, I'm just like, well, I guess if someone here can open a portal to some sort of weird, strange zone, it's you, Jude. I believe in you.
Let's roll plus mundane.
And then I throw
You do have a team.
throw a Halloween candy in my mouth.
I was gonna say you do have a team, which is a +1 if you'd like to spend it. We still have one.
No, that's okay. I'm not sure she would. I would have to be very convincing for her to actually listen to me.
Well, on a hit, she hears you, so you can. So Jude, you can mark potential, you can clear a condition, or shift labels, or Slash can shift your labels as he would like.
I'll clear a condition.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because the condition I have probably would interfere with the next roll that I'm going to have to make. When Slash said that, Jude sort of like comes to her senses a bit and realizes that Agatha is sort of motioning for her. And was Agatha holding out the ring to her?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to take it and just like put it on one of her hands, see what finger it fits best on. What exactly do I do with this?
And she says, before we get started with this, what can you tell me about this person?
I mean, what do you want to know?
Listen, I understand there's some sort of trauma here and it's upsetting you, and I can appreciate that, I promise. But we're dealing with some really heavy stuff here. Do you have any idea what this person's trying to do? Opening a gate to the negative zone is not a small thing. You don't do this for kicks on Halloween just to have fun.
Would you know like what he might be intending to do with this? Because it doesn't fit into the pattern that she has in her mind. But she also only had access to like a very limited amount of his work while she worked with him.
Why don't we do an assess the situation? Why don't you roll a plus superior?
Situational bonus / penalty? Probably nothing. Oh!
Not a bonus that would help you here with a 3, unfortunately.
Nope. Okay.
Well, I'll give you some information. At least we can repeat what we know about Dr. Daedalus. So we know that he was doing experimentation on people, and that's sort of what triggered Jude's whole mutation thing, was he was doing experiments on her. And you know that that's not the first time he had done that. So he was interested in power. At least that's his MO. What he's done with this lady, you don't really know. Did some kind of surgery, but you don't know what that was for, the motivation, or what that might have entailed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know why he would take this and what he would do with this. I just know he's not good news. He hurts people.
Okay, well, sometimes
doing that.
Sometimes the motivation for bad people is just to be bad, I guess. Okay, well, this is so bad. This is so bad. I know I'm going to get in so much trouble for this, but she opens one of the cases and she has a little rod that has a bull's head on the top, and she holds it out to you, Slash, and she says, "Okay, I'm giving you this. This is a loan. This is not a permanent thing. This isn't me loaning this to you in an end of the world sort of situation, okay? Don't make me regret this.
Whoa. You first told me to touch nothing. And now you want me to touch this thing? What's it going to do? Turn me into a cow?
Not exactly. But if you get into a situation where you need some backup, it'll let you, give you a little more power, I would say. Because there's no way I'm taking a 16-year-old in this situation without some help. I'm assuming you're 16. You look like it.
Why don't you keep it and then give it to me if I need it?
Okay. And she walks over and she says, yeah, and the skull I said to never touch. Okay. And she takes a bag out of the display case and scoops the skull up and puts it in her pocket. Okay. Well, I guess we're ready. Okay. So what is your name again? She never really asked your name, Jude.
Jude.
Okay, Jude. So the deal here is we're going to focus on where you want to go. And you're going to focus on that as if you were actually there. Picture the image in your mind as clearly as you can. Have you ever been to Salem? Have you ever been, it's a popular place. People like to go there. It's all creepy.
A long time ago.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do your best. Picture Salem in any way that you can. And, well, do this motion. And she sort of makes a motion with her hand, and it takes her a while. Like she starts it and then she stops. Okay. This is not right. I know this is not right. We're going to end up in Egypt or something somewhere. But use your hand and form a circle. And if you focus enough with the ring, the portal will open and we can all step through.
I'll give it a shot. If not, I guess I'm paying for the lift this time. And Jude is going to try to make that shape. See what happens.
And she says, and you, Sigurd, whatever this thing is, you can use what you're capable of. Just remember, people live in this city. Try not to blow it up.
It's never my intent. Okay.
All right, Jude, roll me a plus freak, please, and we'll see what happens. Very nice.
I think she's got it. Yeah.
So Jude, it comes to you actually quite easily. You start spinning your hand, mimicking sort of her direction, but it comes very naturally to you. You spin, and the rest of you see she's doing this. It looks a little weird, and then there's a golden spark sort of in the open space between all of you, and the spark kind of grows more and more and starts to spin, and then a portal, which is, you see visibly into a graveyard in front of you, a dark graveyard. And, surrounding this view into this graveyard, this portal is probably 6 feet tall, is this spinning portal of golden, sparkly energy. And Agatha says, This is fantastic, Jude. You obviously are a natural. This is incredible. This is right where we need to be.
Jude is really surprised when that happens.
And she says, you hang on to that ring. If things go south, you can use it to get away. You obviously know what you're doing.
Jude doesn't necessarily believe that, but is sort of pleased that it's working out at the same time. She looks a little less worse off than before.
And she says, you, Sigurd, I need you to come with me. This is very important. The rest of you two, Jude and Slash, if you don't think you're up for this, you don't have to go. But Sigurd, I need backup here. Without my magic, I don't know what I'm getting into.
I guess just tell me where to shoot.
That's right. And she says, you two, if you want to go, just go back out the way we came. You'll reappear through the brick wall and you'll be at the Paul River house and you can go home. And just to make this more difficult for you, Jude, you just got a text on your phone from young me.
She is going to check it and see what she's saying.
What was that, Slash?
Is this how the room's aligned? Like, is she a little is Agatha kind of a few steps away from us now?
Yeah, and in between you guys, right here-ish, is the portal.
So I walk over to Jude before she gets a chance to check her phone and say, like, I told you, like, this is fucked up. I got nothing here. I'm just some baby. And then I yell, no way, I'm doing this. And I run in.
And Slash, as he runs through, it's like he steps out of, so that the portal is flat. It looks two-dimensional. And as he steps through, he continues on into this graveyard and out of view. And Agatha says, oh, okay, well, he's going for it. Okay, here I go. And she walks to the portal also, just leaving Sigurd and Jude.
I spare Jude a glance as she's looking at her phone and says, look, if you got to go deal with stuff, go deal with it. We'll be fine. And then before she can reply, Sigurd will step through.
What does the text say?
The text says, are you coming home tonight?
Jude sort of stares at it for a couple seconds. And she'll reply, as soon as I can. With a period at the end, no emoji. Send it off.
Okay.
And then she'll go through the portal.
Okay. And Jude, as you're the last one stepping through the portal, there's a brief, it's like you're just stepping through a doorway. There's an immediate transition to where you are. And you guys step through into the graveyard near Salem. I'm just going to set this up here. Okay, so the Salem graveyard is a bit creepy. So the Salem graveyard it does have a monument for all the people that were killed in the Salem witch trials. And in Halloween, you can hear off in the distance, there are people trick-or-treating, just having a good time because this is a party time for Salem. But the focus from you is taken away from the very large, the very large tree that's nearby. But really, two figures standing near to you are, a male guy. He's got sort of pale skin. He's wearing glasses. He has the piercing green eyes that Jude has described. He's wearing a doctor's coat. He's holding a dagger in his hand, and standing next to him is a lady, more of a brownish skin complexion. She's pretty tall. She's just over 6 feet. She looks very muscular. She's wearing kind of revealing clothing that looks sort of out of place. But they're standing there, and they notice you, all four of you, as you've walked through. And the guy, he turns and looks as you've all approached, and he looks straight at you, Jude, and he's like, Jude, I knew you would come to help me on the next stage of the project.
I'm not here to help you.
But my dear, you are. You've brought me the stone, haven't you?
I'm not helping you anymore. Drop the dagger right now. And Jude's voice is like half breaking throughout the entire time that she's talking. She's not sure if she wants to stay or not.
Jude, as you're saying, I'm not helping you, you notice you've reached into your left pocket and you've pulled out that rock that you guys got from the container, the shipping container, back on the docks. And you are stretching it out towards him. It's like you're just doing what he wanted anyway. And you started walking towards him.
The moment she starts actually moving towards him, I look at Agatha and I say, how strong is that dagger? Will it survive?
That dagger can alter the flow of reality. Were you going to shoot it? I don't know what'll happen if it's destroyed. It's some pretty powerful
Well, we're
magic.
about to find out. I make a finger gun. Pew.
Wait, can I first support you? I have something I want to say to support you.
Sure, go for it.
Blast that Dr. Spock-looking motherfucker!
But I like... Okay, fine. Pew.
Uh,
I don't actually think I get a roll for that, so...
No, but it was flavor.
You
and I
could.
liked it.
Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Because Sigurd is loaded with conditions. One of the options, if you roll well, is he can clear a condition. Maybe this is
Yeah,
maybe this is motivational.
Hopeless. Yeah, I was saying I could get rid of hopeless, which I feel like I'm going to need my unleash here.
Yeah. See, look, there you go. You got a 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no longer hopeless.
You can clear a condition. You can mark potential, or / can shift your labels.
Nah, we're getting rid of hopeless. So now I'm only afraid, angry, and guilty.
Very nice.
I'm about to be more angry, I feel.
The only thing I will mention is Jude is between you and the man who is Dr. Daedalus. Just a thing I wanted to throw out there.
Okay. My goal is to shoot either around her side or step to I have a better angle. But I do realize that if I fail this roll very badly, I am hitting Jude.
Maybe. So I think I want you to directly engage a threat. So it's plus danger. I think for you,
Alrighty.
actually, do you want to charge? I forgot about that from your playbook.
Oh, right. That was a question I forgot to ask. Let me pull up that PDF. Give me 1 second. Because if I do charge, that would be better. My PDF is being slow. Remind me the actual benefits of charge.
So what you do, you charge up your powers. You roll plus your conditions that you have marked.
Mm-hmm.
So on a hit, you hold 3 burn. On 7 to 9, you mark a condition. On a miss, you hold 2 burn and mark 3 conditions. So you can almost take yourself out with this if it goes wrong. And you just basically spend the burn on the flares, which are the extra fancy stuff you can do with your attack. You don't have to do that. You could just do a normal directly engage a threat. If you use your burn, it's like just powering it up.
Yeah, I think I want to because I'm looking at Reality Storm, and I think that best applies to this situation. Because it not only is a plus freak instead of a plus danger, but the flavor text is, if you do, you will cause unwanted collateral damage unless you spend another burn. So this is going to be another... Yeah, this is going to be another one-shot wonder here.
Yeah, that could go badly. Yeah, sure. Go for it.
All right, so I have to roll plus conditions. So we have to do that first.
Yeah, plus conditions.
So, oh dear.
Oh, a 13 is very good.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, higher is better here. So you have 3 burn.
3 burn. All right, so we're going to spend 1 on Reality Storm. Okay. And then we're going to spend another burn to get rid of the unwanted collateral damage.
So you don't vaporize Jude. That's probably good.
Yeah, would not want to vaporize Jude. And then I guess I'll use tell me if I can do this. Can I use the other burn on shielding for Jude?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Sure.
Okay, so with one hand, it's the finger gun. With the other one, it's sort of like a palm out, fingers outstretched, and projecting a force field of some sort around Jude. So even if I miss pretty badly, they are protected.
So let's first handle the directly engage a threat roll, which is going to be your plus freak, and then we'll do the defend someone, and you can tell us what happens with Jude.
Okay. So that's going to be a plus freak. Let's see what happens. Let me see. I got rid of hopeless, so I don't have the penalty there anymore. Do I take the afraid minus 2 to directly engage is the question.
Yes, you do, if you still have that condition.
And that's going to be a minus 2. If I spend a team here, that would bring it to a 1, yes?
Yeah, you get plus 1 for a team.
Okay. Are you guys okay with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
go for it.
Then that's going to be a total of minus 1. Survey says a 10, a full hit.
Very good.
Hell yeah.
So you can pick 2 here. Do you want to resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten them?
I want to take something from them, meaning my shot is so direct, it knocks the dagger out of Daedalus's hands and sends it spinning off into the darkness. And at the same time, it impresses upon them, I am not someone they want to mess with, so I want to terrify or otherwise, negatively affect them that way.
Okay. So mark you as someone to worry about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
While that's
and
happening,
then I guess since I didn't, let me know if this is too metagamey. I guess since I hit perfectly, would I still spend the 1 burn on the shield, or would I still have that 1 burn?
You still have that 1 burn. You can spend it on the shield if you'd like, or you could do something else. You could save it. You can also save it. You don't have to use it right away.
You know what? I think I am going to still use it, but my intention is, because I don't know what hold Daedalus might have over Jude. Like in Sigurd's mind, it might be that, maybe there's some sort of actual connection here that he's just not seeing. So he's still going to spend the shield to surround Jude with an energy that might cut off the connection. He's not sure. Okay,
let's do that roll for shield. Since you're taking that, it's a plus freak for You're basically doing the defend roll with plus freak.
Right. Would this take a -2 because of the comfort or support? Or is this still directly engaged? Or no, insecure is the -2 to defend. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. It's still your condition still comes into play here.
Excellent. All right. Let's see what happens. Wow.
Very nice.
Still works.
So
you can keep her safe. Let's see, I think you just get 1 of these, but you can add a team to the pool. You can take influence over someone you protect. So you could take influence over Jude, or you could clear a condition.
I clear a condition on her or on me.
It doesn't say. I think it makes sense to clear a condition on her because you're defending her.
I have no conditions.
Okay.
I'll let it go for you then, so it's not wasted.
Okay.
Choose 2 of those.
I'm going to remove a condition on myself because that will just help us in the long run.
And I believe you already have influence, I think, on Jude. So what happens is if you already have influence and you get influence again, she can shift her labels.
Let's do that. I'm going to get influence over Jude so she can mess with her labels.
All right. So let me describe what happens. Let me describe what happens when you zap Dr. Daedalus. So you do a very accurate blast and you hit the dagger with your blast. Apparently, it doesn't undo the fabric of reality when you do this. The dagger goes flying off to the side, maybe in near the tombstones over here. And Daedalus, he looks over and he says, I've always wanted to meet you. It's very interesting. I remember reading about you. Let's see it. The memories I can now recall from the 2 planets. This is going to be very interesting. He looks over to the lady next to him, the tall lady, and he says, "Dear, if you wouldn't mind, could you deal with these strays while we continue the next step of our plan?" And he waves his hand in the air. And we'll talk about it in a second. But Jude, what's happened with Sigurd's also putting a field around you is this influence that you felt from Dr. Daedalus as you were walking towards him. That completely fades, and you notice you have this rock in your hand, and it just looked sort of like a plain rock, and you pull it out, and you've been holding on to it. But you're now kind of standing in between the 2 groups, Dr. Daedalus and his friend, and your other folks. But what happens is Dr. Daedalus, as soon as you're shouting, he makes this gesture in the air, and Agatha says, "Oh no. By the wisdom of Agamotto, he can cast magic. This is bad. This is very bad."
Slash, do something.
All of a sudden, Slash, you know what? You are surrounded by enemies. You don't know what just happened. You don't know where you just walked from, but all of these people around you are trying to hurt you. So what do you do?
Did I see Sigurd blast that dagger away from Dr. Daedalus?
You did, but as soon as that happened, all of a sudden everyone is transformed. Let's say they've transformed into 4, or how many people are there? There are 5 replicas of Thanos standing here in front of you, and they're all like one of the Thanos is close to you, and it turns and looks at you and starts to raise its hand like this Thanos is about to hit you in the head.
I would like to assess the situation.
Okay.
So that is, what is it? Superior.
Plus superior.
And I accidentally clicked the Firefox link on my computer, so let's just let that eat up my memory.
Nice.
Very nice. So you can ask me too. What here can I use to what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? Or how could we best end this quickly?
What here is the biggest threat?
Well, you're surrounded by 5 versions, or at least 5 copies of Thanos. I think the biggest threat is the one that's to your right that's about to hit you.
What here can I use to avoid being hit by what I assume is some sort of magical illusion of Thanos?
The Thanos to your left is not really paying attention to you. You could duck behind them. The Thanos to your right will probably hit them. And that, I mean, he's so tall, you could kind of like use his size against him if you duck behind him.
I will do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to say out loud, wait, I don't see any of my friends, do I?
No, you don't see anyone here but Thanos. You don't see any friends. You don't see any enemies at all.
And it's the one directly to my right that looks like it's about to punch me?
Yeah.
I just go running to the left towards where that dagger, I'm guessing that dagger is. I'm going to hope and pray that I'm right, that this is false.
Okay. Are you saying anything when you do this, or are you just taking off for it?
I hope this works! Don't snap me!
So, Jude, you just see running off in the corner / running off into the graveyard.
And she completely stopped, like, involuntarily bringing the rock over, right?
Yeah, you have control of yourself. Daedalus.
Okay. I think. Let me take a look at the moves for 1 second. What
Daedalus looks at you. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some exposition here from Daedalus. He says, Jude, it occurred to me not very long ago that magic is really just a form of science, just something that we had not understood yet. But even though I acquired magical texts, I was unable to decipher its mysteries. It's like someone uncovering a book of music but not understanding how it's written. But now I have found a way to decipher that language, and it's opened an entire universe of possibilities. But don't you see, Jude? I figured out how to cure you. The answer is here. If you give me that stone, we can work together, just like we used to, and uncover the cure to your condition.
I don't think you can fix anything. I'm gonna chuck the stone just like into a random part of the graveyard. Just like, whoops, it's mixed up with all the other stones. Goodbye.
Okay.
And she wants to move back behind everybody else.
Okay. As you toss the stone, this crazy tall, super large lady, she jumps up in the air super high and catches it and lands.
That didn't go as planned.
And Dr. Daedalus turns to her and he says, very, very good, my dear. This will be very much helpful. If you wouldn't mind taking care of the extras while I retrieve the dagger, we can continue on to the next phase of our plan. And Agatha, as you walk... Go ahead, Sigurd.
I literally go, I think you're forgetting about this. And I show another finger gun at him. You're not going anywhere, buddy.
And Agatha turns to you as you run back, Jude, and she's, wait a minute. You had a Babylon stone the entire time and you didn't tell me? Do you know what he has now?
I didn't know what it was.
That thing is basically a battery to hold magical energy. He could store the power to destroy a star in that thing, and he's got it. What on earth? How did you even find one of those?
Remember that guy I vaporized? Yeah.
No, wasn't this the one from the docks?
Yeah, this is the one that you guys pulled out of. You remember the Mikey and the other thugs were stealing or breaking in the containers? The very first scene.
Yeah,
right.
I
That
grabbed
one.
And Jude pocketed one of the stones. Well, that's what they were.
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, Agatha, but there's people shipping entire shipping containers around with them. I imagine that's a big deal. But one thing at a time, I just continue to finger gun at the doctor and his assistant and say,
So
all right, look. Oh, go ahead.
His assistant is now charging towards Slash. I'm going to put you over here, Slash. Let's say the dagger is, very close. Slash sort of took off in the graveyard. This lady is going after him.
I look between the doctor and the assistant. I pick a choice. I decided to defend Slash, and I'm going to shoot at Kira.
Okay.
But I have no more burns, so I think this is just, a straight danger?
It's directly engage a threat. It's a plus danger.
Excellent. All right. Well, the good news is I got rid of Afraid, so I no longer have a minus penalty on that. So, survey. Ooh.
Yikes.
Wow. My luck had to run out eventually.
Potential.
Yup.
Yep. So, mark potential.
Oh, that's 5 potential. Neat. Is it 6 that it rolls over, or is it when you hit 5? I never remember.
When you hit 5.
Well,
Yeah.
guess I need to pull up that real quick.
So what happens, Sigurd, is you point your gun at her and you fire at her, and this is a beam that it's not charged up, so it's not the building that cut it's not the shot that cut the building in half earlier, but this is a shot that should take down most things. But as it gets closer to her, she raises her wrists together in sort of Wonder Woman style, and it hits some bracers that are on her wrists, and she just knocks it away harmlessly. And with that, I'm giving you the hopeless condition, because this should have taken her down, and it didn't.
Alrighty.
Do I see?
Oh, you are super quiet. We can barely hear, or at least I can barely hear you.
Yeah, he's pretty low. Slash, I think you were asking, can you see it? And you tell me, were you singularly focused on this knife, or would you also be paying attention when you get back?
I think I'd be looking. I'm kind of looking around to see if there's a Thanos still coming after. And I'm wondering if I saw a Thanos. Sigurd would.
Yeah, you're still coming in very low, but I think what I heard is, did one of the Thanoses come after you? And yeah, one of the other Thanoses is now chasing you. And it looks like another Thanos shot this one, but it didn't do anything, which is confusing.
Hold on, 1 second.
But maybe I'll give you some more exposition here while we're waiting for Slash to come back. Daedalus, he looks over to you, Jude, and he says, Jude, we worked so well together. I think you understand that sometimes in the quest for knowledge that people get hurt. It's unfortunate. But if we unlock all of these mysteries, imagine what we could do with them. So many disasters could be averted, so many catastrophes. We could save many people. There's so much good that we could do together.
GM Josh, I'm looking at advances here. I could unlock a moment of truth.
You could.
What would that tend to, what would that be in my case? Like, I'm reading it in the playbook. where I can control the world around me at will with ease. But what does that? I guess maybe you can't tell me because it does say there is ramifications down the line. But what does it mean that I have control of the narrative? Like, how much control do I get?
I will open it up to you to tell me whatever you want to have happen. There will be ramifications, though, for sure.
There will be ramifications.
It's basically like you, in the playbook entry for the Nova, is like you unleash full reality changing, like godlike power, pretty much.
I'm going to open this up to the team. I think we could essentially get a pseudo win here, but there's going to be some major ramifications to it. But I also don't want to like murk Daedalus if there's exposition here.
Can you guys hear me now?
And now
better.
you're still super quiet.
I don't know how to.
I just pumped you up to 200%.
Because it literally just in the middle of some sentence.
It might be your sensitivity and or the gain.
I think we probably shouldn't go with the moment now because get 2 of those total.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should let this play out.
Let this play out? Okay.
Yeah.
I will keep looking then. Carry on.
Okay.
Has anything?
I think you're still breaking up. I think Jude is just she's gonna respond to him like, are you against him? You haven't done anything to help anybody yet. You only care about helping yourself. So
But my dear, that is not true. This condition which has afflicted you was going to happen regardless, but now we understand it. Now I have a cure. I can restore you to the way that you were. You can live a long and meaningful life.
you did this, and she is going to try to unleash her powers on him and hopefully just suck the energy from him, I guess. Not that she'll get any, but is that something that she can do?
Yeah, it sounds like she's attacking him, so I think that would be
sure.
Directly engage a threat. Unless so unleash a power is usually not when you're attacking something, it's when you're just doing something like reshaping the environment or that way. But it sounds like you're attacking him.
There we go.
That's an awesome roll. So you can pick 2 here. You can resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity, or impress, surprise, or frighten them. You can do 2 of those.
I want her to resist his blows and create an opportunity. Maybe create an opportunity for somebody to get a hold of the stone. Just sort of sap his strength a little bit. So it's a little bit easier to go yoink and overpower him.
Okay. I'd say as you do that, she notices the distraction and Agatha darts towards him. And she's going to she's trying to go at him. She might actually just try to punch him at this point. She's charging him. But Sigurd, what are you doing?
Did I? Is it fixed?
Yeah, there it is.
Fixed. You were just
Welcome
very
back.
loud in my ear.
All I did was disconnect to reconnect. I think it was just a weird connection issue.
It happens.
So we'll get back to you, Sigurd, now that we've got //. You have a giant Thanos charging after you.
Yeah, what I was asking is, did I see one of the Thanoses shoot at the other Thanos?
Yeah, you did.
I think I can. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to use my powers, to unleash my powers, to blast this Thanos away from me.
The Kira Thanos?
in my mind, it's whatever Thanos is nearby. I don't know who this one is, but
Yeah, the
I only
closest
know-
one is this one. Yep.
yeah, I only know that one's closer, and that's the one that was shot at.
The one that was shot at was Dr. Daedalus. I'll say this: as this giant Thanos gets closer to you, it turns into Jude.
No, Sigurd shot at that. He said he was trying to protect me. He missed,
Oh,
but he
that's right.
shot
That's
at
right.
her.
She blocked it. Yep. So this Thanos after Sigurd, well, I'd say as Sigurd was shooting that Thanos, it turned into Jude. So in your mind, it looks like, from what you can tell, the Sigurd just shot Jude, and somehow Jude blocked it.
I'm going to attempt to unleash my powers and try to get her away. It's
Okay.
not like my powers are going to kill anyone.
How are you going to move her away?
Essentially, it's just a blast of force, because that's what my power is when I unleash it. It's just like
Okay.
a forceful energy to blast her away, hopefully create some space so then I can go looking for this dagger.
I think this is probably engage a threat because she's very close to you as well. So that's going to be a plus danger.
Okay, danger then.
Yeah, so you can pick one. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity, or impress, surprise, or frighten them.
So I guess I want to say I give myself the opportunity to, can I say I take the dagger?
Sure. You can take the dagger.
Well, I use my power to distract her for a second, or him, or her, or it. I don't know what's in front of me. It's just something coming at me that changes shapes. And I will blast it with my energy, and as it turns away for a moment, I look down, I find the dagger, and then I realize I'm probably now super screwed.
But have you picked it up?
Yeah.
As you pick it up, one of the Thanoses here that was charging another Thanos, and this is all very confusing to you, and this happens slowly. As you're picking up the dagger, everything starts to slow down. And she says, wait, don't touch that. And you've got the dagger in your hand. And you notice the Jude who is charging you is doing so very slowly now. You got away from her, but she's coming closer and closer. And in your mind, you hear a young voice. It sounds like a young girl, perhaps. And she says, hello, what is your name?
Little girl, this isn't a great time to talk. As I start backing away, trying to put some like gravestones between me and this charging Thanos Jude, whatever it is now.
She's moving really slowly now. You can easily get away from her. But in your mind, you still hear, hello, it's been a while since I talked with anyone.
That's cool, I guess. But I'm kind of busy.
And she says, you know, this is the perfect night. Why don't we play together? And with that slash, I need you to take a powerful blow for me. So roll your conditions if you have any. And in this case, lower is better. You can choose one. You lash out verbally. Also, mark potential. Wait, no, you don't mark potential because you hit. You only mark potential if you miss. So, yeah, you don't do that. But you choose one. You can lash out verbally, provoke a teammate, give grounds, or struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
Lash out verbally. How would that work here?
You've got to be sort of mean because this was a miss. Like this was a bad thing for you. You need to say something that would not be very nice to Sigurd or Jude, basically.
Well, the problem is, for that to be the thing I do, I don't know which one is actually Sigurd and Jude, right? I'm only guessing.
You don't know,
And
but
to
you can
me,
still say,
everyone-
hey, Sigurd, you know.
There is also a Jude rushing you if that helps
Yeah.
you choose.
Okay. You know what? I will actually give ground.
Okay.
Whatever this thing talking to me is, it's distracted me enough that even with the slowdown of time, it's probably allowed Kira to get closer to me.
So what happens with give ground is you are kind of submitting to whatever this thing is saying. And what happens is as you back away from the Jude that's charging, and you notice Jude is way taller than you remember. It's kind of weird, but that is what it is. She's also moving in slow motion, so something's going on with that. But as you step backwards, this voice in your mind says, "Let's play." And you think, "Okay, let's play. Why not?" And for some reason, that doesn't really make any sense. You kind of swing your hand with the dagger just in a general direction, like as if you were swatting a tennis ball or something. Maybe you're playing tennis. As you do that, you notice it looks like a slight orange tear just happens through the air, and it's kind of fun. That's kind of cool. So the rest of you, what just happened is it looks like Slash is vanishing and reappearing, and he's picked up the dagger, and then all of a sudden he made a strange swipe through the air. And as he did it, it looks like the dagger in the air left a long purple slash, like a trail of purple energy.
Is Slash still there?
Slash is still there, but he's doing this thing where he's vanishing and reappearing, and the large lady, I'm just going to call her Kira because I've got her name on there. Kira is still trying to catch him, and as she gets close, he keeps vanishing and then reappearing, steps away, and she's getting very frustrated. But after he does this thing with the knife, she sort of looks back to Daedalus, and Daedalus says, "Ah, excellent. Now we can proceed with the plan."
Well, this is just peachy.
As
not
Agatha,
sure what to do.
As Agatha gets closer, because you did make an opening for her, Sigurd, she swings back her hand and makes a punching motion, like right at Daedalus. She's just going to clock him. And he looks at her and he does a motion with his hand, and she just freezes in place. He says, None of that, dear. We still have work to do. Your time will come soon." And the slash in the air that Slash made begins to, it's kind of continued to grow. Now it's about 6 feet tall. As it stretches the ground a few inches from the ground, it stops. And it's like a wound almost, this cut. And it opens. And as it opens, it starts swirling into this orange gateway directly ahead of you. And at the center of the gateway is just a black void. It's like looking into just nothing. And this huge blast of cold washes over you.
I have a very important question for you, Josh. There's no way for me to get any more burn during this scene, correct?
Unfortunately not, because we're still in the scene, yeah.
Okay. Because my plan was, if I had burn remaining, I was going to move the doctor into the portal. Be like, hey, go chill in there. You wanted to go in there anyway. But I can't do that.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Sigurd isn't the brightest when it comes to magic. He doesn't
Sigurd,
know.
no.
I can't do it anyway, so that's the good news. Gee, I'm honestly stumped her out of character what Sigurd would do.
Could
Well,
you
Daedalus
create a
holds
portal
the-
in front of the...
A portal into another portal.
No, a portal in front of the portal to block you from going into the portal.
Well, Daedalus holds that stone, the one that he got from Kira, that she got from you, Jude. He holds it in his hand, and it just looked like a lumpy, bit of coal. It was not very remarkable. But as he holds it up, some of that purple spinning energy from the portal is pulled into the stone, and the stone just changes. Now it's like pieces of it fall apart and it restructures, and now it looks almost like a diamond, like a purple diamond. It's shimmering in his hand. And he says, "Fantastic, Jude. As you can see, all we needed was the dark energy from the portal. Now the work can continue. Kira dear, it's now time to go. Come with me. We'll continue our work. And Kira kind of stops with Slash just sort of appearing and disappearing around her, and she just sort of like shrugs like, okay, I don't have to kill him. I guess I can go. And she starts walking back to Daedalus. So Slash, what you see is this giant Jude lady, she's just given up on you and she started to walk away. You did notice that whatever happened with the knife has created this really large gateway. But, like the dagger said, it was fun.
You know what? That was fun, but I got another game. And I take the dagger double-handed and do my best to try to stab it into giant Jude's back as she walks away.
Okay. I believe that is
only going to end poorly.
Do a plus danger for me, please.
Oh, but this is me acting foolishly, so does that get rid of my insecure?
Yeah, I'll allow that. That's a pretty bold move.
You said danger, right?
Yeah, plus danger.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Pick one for me. You did hit her, so you can resist or avoid their blows because she could hit you back. Take something from her, create an opportunity, or impress, surprise, or frighten her.
I think I created an opportunity by essentially stopping her. I either trip her, or I wound her, or even just surprise her and create an opportunity for my allies to at least do something.
Okay. Yeah, so as you stab her with the dagger, you notice what happens is the dagger, as it stabs her, it doesn't leave any blood. It leaves like a dark, inky substance on her shoulder where it stabs her. And as it stabs her, it's just, you'd expect some kind of resistance going through, her clothes and her flesh and all that, but it's not. It's just super easy. This is really easy. And as you stab her, the dagger just says to you, hey, this is kind of fun too. As you stab her, she lets out a cry, like a scream. And then she turns around and grabs one of the gravestones. She just rips it out of the ground and turns around and swipes you with it. If you could take a powerful blow for me, it's plus conditions.
And I think we want it to be low here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the one that's backwards. Low is better. Okay, yeah. So in this case, Slash, you can lash out verbally to someone again. You can give ground, or you can struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions. Let you choose which one of those.
I'm gonna mark two conditions.
Okay.
I'm now afraid. Maybe suddenly I see what actually is going on, and I realize I'm way in over my head, and insecure.
That sounds about right. I think with that, what happens, the illusion that was in your mind, the confusing illusion, just fades away, and you see that you just stabbed Kira in the back, and then you see that like Jude is actually safely away. Actually, she's kind of hiding off in the corner with Sigurd.
And as that like power is coming off of the portal, Jude is going to surprise herself, and I want her to tackle Dr. Daedalus and try to get the stone. So I'll just boop.
Okay, that's a directly engage a threat. That's a plus danger, please.
Oh, not close.
As you're running at him, again, he just looks at you and he says, "No, Jude, now is not the time. I still need to do my work." And you just freeze in place. And I think I'm going to give you the hopeless condition here because he just somehow has a control over you. And you'd never witnessed this before, but somehow he's figured out, whether it's the magic that maybe he took from Agatha or some other thing that he figured out, he's controlling you. But you just freeze in place.
That sounds about right.
And Daedalus, he waves his hand in the air in this circular motion that you did, Jude, and one of those portals opens up behind him, and he says, come, Kira, we have much to do." And Kira walks over to him, and they're about to step through the portal. But Sigurd, what do you do?
Wait, are they stepping through a different portal than the blue one?
A different portal. Sorry, it's like one of those ring portals that like Jude had opened before. He's just opened another one. They're not going through the dark portal. They're going through something else.
Is Agatha still frozen in position?
She is frozen. Yep. She can talk. Like she said, she tried to stop Slash from picking up the knife, but she's frozen, and so is Jude.
I just sort of give Daedalus the stink eye and say, "This isn't over."
And as he steps through the portal, actually, Kira goes first. He looks back at you and he says, "No, my young friend, I believe that we will be seeing each other very soon." And he steps through, and as he does, the portal closes behind him.
He might not see it when he turns around, but I flick him the bird.
Nice.
So we're just left with this blue portal?
Yeah,
Yep.
this blue portal. As soon as he steps through, all of you regain control of yourself. Slash, you're still holding the dagger, and it is still whispering to you that. Actually, I'm going to say that the dagger is saying you should walk through it.
I want to do as strongly as I can. I want to throw that dagger away because it just made me do something I never wanted to do, which is stab someone in the back.
As you cast it aside, Agatha says, "Yes, thank you. Get rid of that stupid thing. That will control your mind. Look what's happened here." And she puts her hand in her hair and she says, "Oh, this is so bad." Okay.
Jude's just gonna like fall to her knees and hold her head in her hands. She's not good.
And Agatha looks down at you. She says, Are you okay? I don't have time. I'm sorry. Okay, we've got there's only one thing to do here. There's only one thing. That the door opens one way. It only opens one direction.
Did you just say you're gonna play One Direction? Because I'm out.
No.
Sorry, I got hit in the head by a tombstone, so...
She motions, Sigurd, come here. Okay, this is what we've got to do. This is a doorway. It only opens in one direction. The only way to close it is to go into the negative zone and close it from that side.
How do I close it?
I mean, if we had that stone, we could have done it. We're just going to have to wing it. I would go myself, but I'm useless. I don't have any magic. This guy just completely disabled me. I know a huge burst of magical power should reverse the doorway, but this is all theoretical for me at this point.
I look between Slash and I look at Jude and I say, as I said, this isn't over. I'll be back eventually. And then before anyone can stop me, I go through the portal.
What the fuck?
My intention, of course, being once I'm on the other side, I'm going to use as much of my energy as possible to try and seal it.
And Agatha watches as you run through and she says, "Oh, okay, we're doing this. We're just going for it. Okay." And she puts her hand on your shoulder, dude, and she says, "You don't have to go. I think we can handle this. If you could take that kid," and she points to you, Slash. "If you could take him and get out of here, I think we can handle this. If we can't, you need to be as far away from this thing as you can get."
Jude isn't responding to her, but it's sort of like looking at Slash, looking at the portal where Sigurd went, and just like sitting.
And she says, "You opened that portal before. You have the ability to use the mystical arts. You could use it to get home, or you could just run, whatever works. But if we can't close this portal, you'll know soon, because dark shades of energy will start running through it and killing everyone. It's going to be bad. You don't want to be here." And with that, she steps in the portal and vanishes. So Jude and Slash, are either of you guys going to follow them?
I don't think Jude's going to follow them.
Okay.
I don't know what Slash is going to do.
What? I think Slash has no idea. He's just come out of thinking that there were 5 Thanoses. He has no idea what's going on. He's completely out of it. He was hit in the head by a tombstone. He just has a blank stare and looks at Jude and like wide-eyed, mouth open, like shaking his head, no idea what to do.
Jude doesn't really give him much of any guidance at all. She's just like lost. She is very hopeless. And like
Jude, as you froze before, when Dr. Daedalus stopped you, your cell phone had fallen out of your pocket. And as you're looking around, you look down at your cell phone and it's got that text message from Young Me, and it again says, "Are you coming home tonight?"
she's gonna pick it up and stand up and say to Slash, "Let's get out of here."
And before we go, I take out my crappy flip phone, flip it open, and with a sigh of regret, I type the number of that man in black.
Jensen?
And I say, "We got a problem here."
And
I throw my phone in front of the portal and hope that they could track it.
Also, you text him and just tossed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I go with Jude. I need adults.
Okay, let's maybe shift to what's going on with Sigurd. So Sigurd, as you walk through the portal, it was sort of like jumping into a large pool of very cold water. Like you've ever jumped in a pool and it's been super cold. There's that moment where you're just really, really cold and you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you step through, you're in this area. It looks like a forest almost, but it's very dark. There's a purple glow on everything, and it's just super quiet. Pretty much when you go anywhere, there's always a noise of something, like a bird or, anything like wind. There is not a single bit of noise. It is completely silent. You're just standing here.
Well, this is new. If I look behind me, do I see the Terran reality?
No, you don't see a thing.
Well, this is also a problem. I don't know. I think Sigurd literally just stays where he is for the moment, thinking that it's best to just remain in one position rather than wander off and get lost even further.
Some time passes that you can't really perceive, but then you notice, and it catches your attention because otherwise the features of this forest, dark place that you're at, it's not very remarkable, but you see a few small like silver and gold lights start to coalesce in front of you. And then this being sort of steps out of nothingness. It just sort of appears. And at first it looks like a cloak of blue, perhaps. But what is interesting is the body of this figure. It looks like outer space so much. And as you're looking at it, your eye just kind of continues on and you can't really tell if it's the form of a creature or if it's just an illusion. The only thing you can really make out is there's some sort of cloak here. But as you're looking at its face, it looks like you're staring just out into space, and like you see stars and stuff that have formed his body and sort of an appearance, but it shifts and you're just not really sure if it's a form. But yeah, that's appeared in front of you. It's very large and it's just standing there in front of you.
I guess I just open up with a simple hello.
Hello, mortal.
suppose you already know about the tear in reality that brought me here?
Yes. I tasted your move from your dimension into mine.
Well, I don't know if you're on board with this idea, but I'm here to close that tear. It's kind of important that I do so.
Very well. Closing that tear is in my ability. However, to do that, we must form a contract. A bargain must be made.
Just sort of adjust my glasses. Go on.
Very simply, power given must only be exchanged for power received. You may ask me one question, and I will speak absolute truth. And I will ask you one question, and you must answer with absolute truth. If you lie, the contract will be broken, your fate will be sealed, and there will be no way I can help you.
It's one question, huh? Out of character. This doesn't have to be related to current events. This can be any question.
Yep, it can be anything you want.
Then in that
and he
case,
will answer
Sigurd's
completely true.
Then Sigurd's going to ask, what am I really? Where do I come from? And there's a comma there, so it is one question.
You are the offspring of a Kalanti princess. Your father was one of the last members of the Dionists. Theirs was an unblessed union. Your mother attempted to, well, in saving your life, she was killed and your father fled.
Well, I suppose it is your turn then.
My question for you, and I remind you, you must answer with absolute truth. What is it that you are most afraid of?
That's easy. Myself.
And out of character, are you being truthful here?
Yeah, like Sigurd is, it's probably the most thing he's afraid of is himself.
And the being sort of stands there shimmering, and he says, very well, I will close the doorway for you. However, realized that the doorway to this realm has never opened without a cost. This is outside of my power to repair. But I will close the door. If you leave, it is up to you. If you would wish to stay, you may. I will offer up. If you stay, more answers may become apparent to you. However, I do not know how you could leave in the future.
In character, I think Sigurd's going to stay. And out of character, I'm okay if that writes him off and I got to make someone new. Because I think he's just started to get answers. He wants more.
Okay. We can talk afterwards if we try to bring Sigurd back, but we'll move back to the others.
Okay.
So as you guys are standing there, I guess as you're getting ready to leave, pretty much, Jude and Slash, as you're moving away, you look back and you notice the portal. As it's spinning, it just slowly contracts and gets smaller and smaller and vanishes. And what does not emerge from it is either Agatha or Sigurd.
Is that a good thing?
I mean, it's not tendrils of dark power killing everybody.
But Sigurd's still...
Yeah. Maybe he's home. Maybe the portal isn't linked to one place.
Well, I guess if he's there, he can't kill everybody. So I don't have to go back in time. I'm just looking for some positives here. This seems awful.
I mean, it seems awful because it is awful, but...
I actually think this will be a good place for us to stop tonight. However, for those remaining, let's go. I'll talk with you, Sigurd, afterwards. We can figure out what to do with you. But for Jude and Slash, we need to do those end of session choices. Each of you need to decide if you've grown closer to the team, have you grown in your own image of yourself, or have you grown away from the team?
I think we pretty much lost a member.
Yeah.
I feel away from the team.
I just popped open the options if you want to see what those are.
Away from the team is blah, blah, somewhere.
Explain why you feel detached. Take influence over you away from another character.
Yeah.
Take influence over you away from another character.
I want to choose that. The only one who has influence over me right now is Sigurd. So,
that could be any character, not just a player character. So that could
any
even
character?
be. Yeah, that could also be young me.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't take it away from young me though.
Okay. Or you could do a player character too, but I because it's just the three of you, I'd open it up to anyone.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'll probably choose grow into your own image of yourself because I think I'm going to choose down 1 on mundane and up 1 on freak just because she feels the opposite of normal. I mean, all the things that happened were terrible and out of control, and she feels like she's not in control of herself. So,
yeah. I will. You did definitely make progress with Dr. Daedalus, so you don't have to mark Zoom.
okay.
You did learn. You learned a lot more. You learned a lot more about him, so that's small progress. And what about you, Slash?
I want to say grow away from the team, but I don't know who I can take the influence away from.
I believe you can take influence away from Carla. No, I have influence over you.
I don't think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess grow into own image of yourself also, because this just makes him feel like more of like a social outcast. Like, of course he couldn't get this done. He couldn't. Of course, he was the one who opened the portal and got his friend lost for maybe forever. And I think I'm gonna, with that explanation, I'm gonna -1 to mundane and +1 to freak, because he feels even more of a social outcast than before.